It's official. You've been A-listed.
Welcome back to another episode of A-List Lifestyle Podcast, where we highlight phenomenal entrepreneurs, creators, and leaders who are building legacy and setting the standard for success in our community. Today, I'm sitting down with someone whose story is about hustle, consistency, and vision. Colby Tolbert has been connected to the garage door industry since he was 10 years old. From unloading trucks and cutting windows in the warehouse, to Madison distributing centers across Dallas-Fort Worth, to eventually stepping out in faith and starting his own company at the age of 25. Welcome to A-List Lifestyle, Colby.
Thanks for having me, Melvin.
How you feeling today, man? How things been going?
It's been going good. Busy work day. As you've seen, the last crews are in and out. So doing good, man. Blessed.
We're going to jump right in. I want to know, you've been around the garage door industry since you was 10 years old. What's one lesson you learned early in the warehouse that still sticks with you today?
Man, hard work. Really, in the warehouse days, you got to start from the bottom to get to anywhere at the top. So that's probably one of the most valuable lessons in warehouse. Other than that, like the technicality of how to deal with doors and stuff. But really just starting from the bottom and being humble.
Being humble. So at what point did you realize that this wasn't just a job, but something you wanted to build a career eventually and a business around?
I was managing a CC's Pizza. I got out of the garage door game. They always say when you're in garage doors, you'll be in there for the rest of your life. So had got out and really just wanted a legacy for my kids. So that's about the time I took a leap of faith and got out of there.
I want to know, you've been around the garage door industry since you was 10 years old. What's one lesson you learned early in the warehouse that still sticks with you today?
Man, hard work. Really, in the warehouse days, you got to start from the bottom to get to anywhere at the top. So that's probably one of the most valuable lessons in warehouse. Other than that, like the technicality of how to deal with doors and stuff. But really just starting from the bottom and being humble.
Being humble. So at what point did you realize that this wasn't just a job, but something you wanted to build a career eventually and a business around?
I was managing a CC's Pizza. I got out of the garage door game. They always say when you're in garage doors, you'll be in there for the rest of your life. So had got out and really just wanted a legacy for my kids. So that's about the time I took a leap of faith and got out of there. So probably when I was managing for other people is when I made that decision to jump out and do it.
I like that. Is that one of those things that people didn't know that you was a manager at CC's Pizza?
No, they didn't. What? Hey, I jumped out for about 2-3 years. Frank Rogers, a good guy. He owns about 15 CCs in the Metroplex, and learned a lot from the man as well. He's like my only mentor, older guy that I ever learned. But yeah, nobody knows that I was doing CC's Pizza for 2 years.
So what were some most valuable relationships you built before launching your own company?
Man, that's another great question. Really, it's hundreds and thousands of them. When you grow up in the city that you do business in, I always tell people, man, always treat everybody good, be nice, make as many relationships as you can as a youngster, because if you stay in the same city that you're going to be doing business in, you don't know who's growing up to become a manager of roofing companies, this, that. So by the time you get old enough, all these friends and people that you've known in the community are already doing their own thing as well. And if they know you and have good relationship with you already, they're just plugging you in. So
at just the age of 25, you decided it's time to launch Tolbert Garage Doors. What gave you that courage to just take the leap?
My kids. We didn't always have a whole bunch growing up. And I always say it takes one man or woman to sacrifice a lot of their life in order to change a legacy. So my kids were really my biggest one.
We like that. One time for the family, you got to support the family. You mentioned the first couple of years was hard and draining. What kept you pushing through the most, pivotal point without giving up?
Backdoor that with the kids again. Really, you have to have a why. If you don't have a why, you fall every time those hard times come. It's easy to go off track or to go out with friends or to do what you want to do. And I tell my guys this too, if you don't have a why, when stuff gets hard, there's no way you're going to last through it. because we're all human and we're all selfish in a way. So we're always going to do today's selfish tendencies and not think about tomorrow. But when you have your kids, and it doesn't have to be a why as your kids, but that was my why.
Okay. So what was one of the biggest mistakes you made early in business, and how did you recover from it?
Early trial and error on a lot of things, but mistake's not a mistake if you learn from it. But really about midway through my business, I had brought another manager in here and treated him like family, and come to find out they were stealing from me from within, as if they were Tolbert garage door. So, and I tell my guys this too, if you don't have a why, when stuff gets hard, there's no way you're gonna last through it. Because we're all human and we're all selfish in a way. So we're always going to do today's selfish tendencies and not think about tomorrow. But when you have your kids, and it doesn't have to be a why as your kids, but that was my why.
You are the biggest networker in DFW that I
you.
know from my eyes. And I do media.
That means a lot.
So working at the TV station, doing stuff behind the scenes, going to all the biggest events, I see your banners, I see your vendor tables, I see you everywhere. Even when you're not there, your presence is there. That is so powerful. And I just want to tell you, like, I'm proud of you, and I'm proud to know you. And I'm soaking up some of that game from you.
I appreciate that.
For real.
And that's what I'm about. I'm no gatekeeper.
So we're going to give you another accolade. You've been featured on CBS DFW and Good Morning America, Texas. How do those opportunities come about? Like, how do the TV stations and things of that nature reach out to you?
When people start seeing you doing good things in the community, it's really intriguing that that's a story they want. They have an audience as well, just like you, and it captivates and draws them in. So they love seeing stories like that. So I think even Good Morning Texas was probably every winter we open our doors here at the store to the homeless. It started one year. Guys didn't have any hours, but I wanted to make sure my guys were getting hours. The streets were dead. We had no calls. And I was like, you know what? Come in, we'll get you hours, drive slow, and pick up anybody you see in the streets and bring them here. And just the first year to the second year, that started blowing up, and so much support from the community. And that's how, like, I believe the Good Morning found out about us and reached out to us.
That's a beautiful thing. That's showing you pouring into the community. You're giving back. You're saving souls.
Yep.
And you never know how that can trickle back to you later on in life.
100%.
You know, somebody might become an employee. Somebody might win the lottery and come and pour into your brand.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just so many different things that can just happen in a positive manner. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
For you just giving back to your community. What makes your advertising so top tier? Like, how do you approach standing out in a crowded market?
Hustle, man, hustle. I tell everybody I'm so blessed I wasn't born rich.
I believe that when you pour into your community, it pours back into you. And
100%.
That's crazy. Like, I literally was just sitting here like, this is exactly what I'm doing.
Yep.
You just literally preached what I'm doing.
Well, I know that you're going to be successful with that mindset, because you give without the expectation to get, and it'll come 10 times fold.
Yes, sir. And I seen you pour into your technicians, and you talk to them, and you was checking and, you know what I'm saying, seeing what's going on. How do you train your technicians to deliver not just technical work, but also a positive customer experience?
Man, that's another one. Mentoring. A lot of my guys are younger, like early 20s. Even got one who's 19. Garage door people always have this really problem with hiring garage door technicians, because they feel, man, I got to have somebody who's already knows how to do doors. I don't want to take the time of training somebody. So in that approach, you're going to get maybe some experienced technicians, but they're going to have bad habits. They're going to already know everything. They're not going to be customer driven. Whereas if you can take the time, and it does take a little more time, but you don't necessarily go off of what they know in the doors, but you go off of their character, who they are. They may not know anything about doors. I've trained people who didn't know the difference between an impact and a drill, and that's fine as long as they have the right ingredients. A good chef can make the right pie. So training more than trying to go and achieve somebody who's already trained is what's worked best in my experience in my industry. And then when you get those other guys who not only do they have bad habits in this, they want 50% of every job. And a lot of these companies, they do, they're general contractors. They're paying their guys percentages of the jobs, which incentivizes them to raise higher ticket sales so they get a bigger draw. Just always taking care of everybody, the community, giving without the expectation of getting in return, and it'll all come in the end if you think like that.
That's a wow factor. That's like,
Yeah.
wow. So let's talk about a challenge real quick. What's
do it.
one challenge in garage door industry that outsiders or people wouldn't think to expect?
Hiring. Our field of people these days, a lot of American kiddos around my age, they don't want to go and work, or there's not good there. But also on mine, on the marketing side, they've seen how profitable garage door businesses can be. So you have a lot of investors and bankers and companies trying to buy out your industry. I've been tried to be bought out multiple times. And then they have, when you don't have any money when you start, they have all the resources, all the means. So you really got to hone those relationships. But that's another one. Big companies that try to come in and overshadow you in order to take over the industry.
I noticed that you offer free estimates, and it's an important part of your customer service first approach.
Yep.
What made you do that?
Another thing the industry wasn't doing, everybody was charging up to $89 to $150 service fee just to come out. Because don't get me wrong, operating a business, it has its expenses. That person you're paying to go out to that house, that the gas money for that car that's going out to that house, that call, if you divide all your marketing budget and divide versus your call, that's about your average, how much each call is costing you. So if the company mindset from these other companies was, we have to make money or we go out of business on there. Whereas my mindset was always, if I go out there and offer them a free estimate, they're automatically going to have us come out there. And if I show them and give them the best explanation of what's going on, let them see me, who I am, my character, that there's no way we lose that job anyway. So I almost would deter them away if I were to put a price to go out there. Someone might not have the money and they may say, you know what, I'm not coming out there today. So by me, that's why I said, you know what, we're doing free estimates, because there's no way I go out there, they get to meet me and see how honest of a person I am and take care of them like they're my mom on every single house. And it never deterred anybody away. And at the same time, it brought value to you, because training more than trying to go and achieve somebody who's already trained is what's worked best in my experience in my industry. And then when you get those other guys who not only do they have bad habits in this, they want 50% of every job. And a lot of these companies, they do, they're general contractors. They're paying their guys percentages of the jobs, which incentivizes them to raise higher ticket sales so they get a bigger draw, where we pay our guys really good money, high $25, $30 an hour. But we take care of them too. They're going to all the events. They're truly family. When you have treat your guys like family, they're going to treat you like family. So loving them. There's not any of my guys that don't come and hang out with me and have barbecues at the house. All their families. It's not just being that owner who just sees what you can get out of them. Pour into them, man. Treat them like family and they become your family. And that's what I could say about that.
I seen something today that I don't see in a lot of corporate settings, and that's a relax room.
Yep.
I seen pool table, TV, games, just a comfortable spot. I'm talking about a chair that feels good, like not no cheap chair, like a good chair. And things like that is priceless, man. Is where you can have a day where you just need to get away for a moment and you don't even have to leave the location.
Yep.
You know what I mean? What instilled that into you to say, you know what, we got a spot where, you know, you need a few minutes, you need to take a phone call, or you just need to go in a room, close the door, and scream. I spoke earlier about seeing you everywhere. You in every arena, you in every rodeo, you in every event space, even in, I'm gonna say regular marketing events.
Yep.
But you always doing a giveaway or a sponsorship. How do you fit that into your marketing strategy?
It's hard, especially with kids and family life. And like you said, we do it from the top to still to the bottom. We're on Spectrum TV ads. We're on 105.3 The Fan. We're radio, have been for 6 years. We do everything, but you'll still see me boots on the ground doing festivals, activities. We have 5 Halloween shows coming up at the end of October. I can't be at all 5 of them, but I'll be as many as I can and touch each one. And then giveaways are just a great thing. Why I started giveaways, I tie all my business to teams, because your team stays relevant year round. The Cowboys suck, you still watching. Cowboys are doing good, you're watching. So it has a captivating attention. And I never went to any sporting event games as a kid. I didn't even know you could just go and buy tickets. I thought someone had to give them to you. So there was maybe one Cowboys game in the old stadium I went to. So when you give tickets to a kid and you see the excitement for their first time going or this and that, there really is no greater feeling. So that's why we still to this day do ticket drawings or giveaways. And most of the time, you'll know, it's evolved around kids. We get basketballs at Swin City Basketball. It's a lot about the kids, man.
Before we close this out, I want to ask you a few more questions, and it's not really long questions, but how do you balance being a business owner with your personal life with family?
When you have that vision that you want to change a generation, it's hard. And the reason that most people start and they don't ever finish is really due to the fact that you have to sacrifice so much of you. And I don't go fish. I used to love fishing. I used to love doing all these other activities and things, but I have to put it in my mind that I'm truly going to sacrifice me for a longevity of time in order to get the family, and not just me, my whole family tree. Someone that I don't even know yet, is, I say this story all the time, is going to look up at that picture and say, who is that? And they're going to say, that's your great, 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 great grandpa. And he started all of this. And if you follow any family tree or legacy, you're going to see one solid person who sacrificed vast majority. So if I were to give how much this business takes, if I gave even a little bit of it to me, or put me involved, then I wouldn't be able to give to my family. Or if I gave all to my family, the business would crumble. So I really have this mindset of sacrificing all the fun things that I want to do right now. Don't get me wrong, when the kids are out of school and they're 18 and it's just me and my wife, we're going to be able to really hone in, and I'll have this running. But for right now, not worrying about if I want to go hang out with friends, not worrying about there. It's all kids and business, kids and business. And Colby is not even on the back burner. He's off the stove right now.
All right, to close it out, what's next for Tolbert Garage Doors, and what can we expect from you in the next 5 to 10 years?
We got some big plans, man. Like I said, I've had a lot of people try and buy me, but I'm not doing that route. Been having major meetings. We're probably going to open a store in San Antonio, backdoor it in Austin, and then be in Houston. And I have a lot of things in the works on that. So really taking over Texas, and then from that point, taking over the United States.